In 4th grade, I forgot to bring a pencil. It was a test day, eh? We had to use a pencil to write the answers. The teacher said to begin the test. But I had nothing to write with. My paper had nothing written on it. Mr. White said, "What happened?" I told him, I forgot to bring a pencil. He said, "You should have said something." I got a 0 on the test. There are 30 questions and answers on the above story with very easy words for kids aged from 5 to 7-year-old to understand. 1. What did the student forget to bring? A pencil. 2. What was happening on the day the student forgot their pencil? A test was being taken. 3. What did the student need to write their answers with? A pencil. 4. What happened when the student didn't have a pencil to write with? They couldn't answer any questions. 5. What did the teacher say when they noticed the student wasn't writing? What happened? 6. What did the student tell the teacher when asked about why they weren't writing? I forgot to bring a pencil. 7. What did the teacher say the student should have done? They should have spoken up. 8. What was the consequence of the student not having a pencil? They got a 0 on the test. 9. How many questions were on the test? There were 30 questions on the test. 10. What grade level was the student in? They were in 4th grade. 11. How did the student feel when they realized they had forgotten their pencil? It's not mentioned how they felt. 12. What was the teacher's name? The teacher's name was Mr. White. 13. Did the teacher give the student a pencil to use? It's not mentioned if the teacher gave the student a pencil to use. 14. Did the student try to borrow a pencil from a classmate? It's not mentioned if the student tried to borrow a pencil from a classmate. 15. Was this the first time the student had forgotten a pencil? It's not mentioned if this was the first time the student had forgotten a pencil. 16. Did any other students forget their pencil? It's not mentioned if any other students forgot their pencil. 17. How old were the students in the class? It's not mentioned how old the students in the class were, but the story mentions that they were in 4th grade. 18. Did the student study for the test? It's not mentioned if the student studied for the test. 19. Was the student able to retake the test? It's not mentioned if the student was able to retake the test. 20. What subject was the test on? It's not mentioned what subject the test was on. 21. Did the student's parents know that they had forgotten their pencil? It's not mentioned if the student's parents knew that they had forgotten their pencil. 22. How long did the student have to take the test? It's not mentioned how long the student had to take the test. 23. Did the teacher explain why it was important to speak up? It's not mentioned if the teacher explained why it was important to speak up. 24. Did the student learn their lesson and remember to bring a pencil for future tests? It's not mentioned if the student learned their lesson and remembered to bring a pencil for future tests. 25. Did the student talk to the teacher after class about what happened? It's not mentioned if the student talked to the teacher after class about what happened. 26. Did the student's classmates notice that they weren't writing? It's not mentioned if the student's classmates noticed that they weren't writing. 27. Was the test important for the student's grade? It's not mentioned how important the test was for the student's grade. 28. Was the student usually forgetful? It's not mentioned if the student was usually forgetful. 29. Did the teacher offer any suggestions for what the student could do next time? It's not mentioned if the teacher offered any suggestions for what the student could do next time. 30. How did the student feel after receiving a 0 on the test? It's not mentioned how the student felt after receiving a 0 on the test.